You know what, I was going to start filming this video outside because I thought it would be a really nice morning and I'd be able to say good morning. That didn't happen. It's pouring down with rain. I don't know what it's going to be like when I get to London, but you know, we'll see. But today is the day that I'm going to London to see We Will Rock You at the London Coliseum, and I've got a Queen tank top on, you can kind of see it there. I've got a Queen tank top on, repping the merch and the band. I love them so much and I'm so excited. I'm also kind of excited to kind of compare it to my college friends performance, which I saw maybe like 2 months ago, I think. I think it was in May, sometime in May. But yeah, I'm also going to try and stay Girl Mormon afterwards because they obviously have the Saturday matinee today as well. So, you know, I might be able to see some of the guys. And I did bring my Book of Mormon that they signed last time, just to, you know, see if there's anyone else around. I do know that Connor is back in the role as Cunningham now, although I had that 1 week to go on for Cunningham, but I think Connor's back now. So I might see him, who knows, but I am really, really excited for We Will Rock You. I am walking my way to the train station now. I'm really excited. I've had a few coffees because last night I went out drinking, so I woke up a bit hungover and feeling absolutely terrible. Honestly though, I think that being hungover and going to see a jukebox musical with Queen songs is like the perfect way to enjoy it, but I feel slightly better, so I guess see you when I get to London. For those that aren't aware, my trains to London Waterloo run every half an hour, and because I am such a sucker for being early to things, like ridiculously early, I had to watch as the train that I didn't have a ticket to, you know, left the station. But anyway, you know, I made it to London alright eventually. And yeah, it was a beautiful day. It was really, really sunny, as you can see. Trafalgar Square looks gorgeous, like, oh my god. I made it. I got really, really hungry on the train, so I made a food stop. I'm at the Waterstones Cafe again, which is, you know, amazing because I loved it last time. I really loved their mocha cake loaf thing, so I got that again. And an iced latte to keep me going. It's about 20 past 1-ish, so I'm gonna stay here for maybe about 20 minutes and then go to the theatre, which will be really fun. But yeah, I'm still really tired from yesterday's drinking. I probably shouldn't have done that yesterday, but oh well. So I'm in the theatre now. It's an absolutely beautiful venue. I'm in the balcony, which is the very top level of this theatre, and honestly, it's a lot closer than I thought it would be for being the top level. It's a bit restricted with the safety rail at the front, but like that's how it was sold to me, so I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm in my get-up and I'm ready. I'm about to show you the view on my camera from that, but I'm in C15. So as I mentioned, I am in C15 of the balcony. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous theatre venue. Like, it's absolutely stunning. My only complaint is that the seats are a bit narrow, so it's hard to get your whole arse on them. I'm in the stairwell because it's probably the least busy, bustling place in this entire theatre, but we're done with Act 1, we're in the interval. It is different to my friend's college performance. Obviously they did the school version of it. Set and costumes are amazing, obviously the songs are great. Sometimes it does feel like they're sort of putting in a song just for the sake of putting in a song, but you know, I'll elaborate more when I actually like talk about it. But yeah, I'm having a great time. Okay, so as amazing as that was, it is like 5:30. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to see any of the Mormon boys, but I'm going to try, you know, see who's around. Obviously they'll be coming back to the theatre for the evening performance, so, you know, I'll try my luck. If it don't work, then I'll just head back towards the... You know, I would say that Stage Girl Mormon was kind of a success. I mean, I didn't see anyone leave, obviously. I did see Sean, though. He was very sweet to me. He was the only one that actually talked to me. I did see George, Joseph and Jack M, but I was just too much of a pussy to go up and say hi to them. So that's where I stand right now, but you know, I'm seeing Mormon in 2 weeks' time, I think. Roughly that. I think it's just under, actually. But yeah, that show was absolutely incredible. Again, I'm going to talk more about it when I get home. I feel like my voice is going to be really tired from screaming Bohemian Rhapsody at the theatre, but you know, it was all fun. Yeah, very concert vibes. actually. It kind of felt more like a concert with a story, which is a concert really, but yeah, I'll elaborate more when I'm home. I mean, obviously I went to prep. Come on, it's me. Okay, so it's about a week later since I was at the London Coliseum seeing We Will Rock You the musical. I've got my programme here that I bought to reference all the actors and people that I want to point out from the show. This programme was expensive. It was like the Wicked one, it was like a tenner. Oh my god, why are they so pricey? But, you know, it's always good to get a programme. When I heard that playbills in America were free, I was like, excuse me? Anyway, yeah. Got my programme here just in case I need to reference anyone. Firstly, I had a phenomenal time here. Another thing that I want to preface before I get into my thoughts and feelings about the show is that before I went to the show, I actually watched Mickey Jo Theatre's video on We Will Rock You, which is here. So forgive me if some of my opinions line up with his, because I watched his videos, so then when I was watching the show I was consciously thinking about the things that he said about it. I'll give my own thoughts and feelings and also give my opinion on what he said in his video, but you know, just know that it might clash and overlap and all of that. So it is really hard usually to make a jukebox musical where the songs actually carry the story and have some significance. I mentioned this in the interval, I'm pretty sure, where I said things like, oh, it feels like they're adding a song just to add an iconic Queen song, which is all well and good, mainly because it felt more like a concert compared to a musical. The sound quality and the performance and the costumes were very, very concerty, as well as the lighting. So it's probably very intentional in that sense, because it's all about bringing back live music and live rock and roll. But yeah, sometimes it just felt like they were adding a song for the sake of adding a song. Obviously, as I said, it's very hard to have songs by an artist that make a coherent story. So most of the songs in We Will Rock You are just sort of about the character's feelings and to sort of introduce the character. For example, when the Killer Queen is introduced, obviously they use the song Killer Queen. But songs like Crazy Little Thing Called Love was just kind of like a boogie number, you know, it just happened, it was there, it was fun, it didn't really add anything, it didn't introduce anyone, it didn't carry a story, it was just there and it was great fun, but like, as I said, some songs were there just for the sake of it and to sort of have all the Queen fans buzzing. I mean, I can't talk, I'm very much a Queen fan and I did enjoy that aspect, but yeah, it was definitely more concerty than musical. One thing that really stood out to me when Mickey made his video was that the songs, like, they're all singing Queen songs, and the issue with that is that obviously live rock and roll is banned, it's illegal, it's gone. So on the iPlanet, they have all of this, you know, AI-generated music, you know, just constructed for them out of nowhere by a computer. So it's not going to sound like Queen, and it bothers me, and it did bother me, because he said it, and he pointed it out, that it's weird that all of the Gaga kids and the Killer Queen and just that sort of side of this universe are singing Queen songs, because they shouldn't sound like Queen songs. They should sound like these AI-generated musical numbers, which kind of works with Radio Gaga, but I don't know, it bothered me mainly because he pointed it out. I mean, that's one thing I like about, say, Back to the Future, because they have different styles of music for each era that Marty McFly happens to be in at the time. Like the 80s, it's very 80s music. The 50s, it's more 50s style music. So yeah, that's kind of where the comparison is for that. This is very, very quick, but I still don't know why Galileo has an American accent and everyone else is British. It just doesn't make much sense to me. I don't know. It's weird. I don't like it. So yeah, back to the point. It was a very, very fun show. Did it have flaws? Yes, absolutely, it had some flaws. It feels kind of like the story is good, like it works as a story. Sometimes it does feel a little like the story's made for kids, if that makes sense. Like, it's very simple and easy to follow, and it's sort of just the good guys defeating the bad guys, and that's pretty much it about the story. But I kind of like that in a way, because there were so many kids in the audience that had been bought by their parents who maybe might have been alive in the 70s, or at least their parents would have been, you know? So it's nice to see that these older people are introducing this kind of music and this era to younger kids. So maybe it is supposed to appeal to a younger audience. This camera angle definitely didn't change because there was a fly in my room and I freaked out and spent the last like 15 minutes trying to get it out of my room. No, that didn't happen at all. Anyway, time to talk about the performances that I enjoyed in We Will Rock You at the London Coliseum. So starting off really, really strong, we have Ben Elton playing Harry Styles, or Pop as they refer to him, which is like worlds better, but Harry Styles is funnier, so take your pick. But yeah, Ben Elton was incredible. He was so funny. He was so like down with the kids, if that makes sense. I think it's nice to have an older presence on stage who was, you know, there when these bands were relevant and around. I mean, they're still relevant, obviously. They still have huge fans till this day. But yeah, it was nice to have someone who was around and present be on stage and also be the leader of the Rebels. I think that was an appropriate choice. They make so many old references, and I feel like because he was from that era, it makes so much sense that he is the one delivering those jokes. He was just so funny. That reminds me, I do love how they all have names of like previous pop artists and that, like, that's really funny, especially Britney Spears, who I do want to touch on a little bit. So yeah, Britney Spears, or Brit, was played by Adrian Hansel. Now he is like really muscular, he's really tough, he's like the tough guy, but he's called Britney Spears, which is just really funny. I mean, they call him Brit, but you know, like, his performance was amazing. Comedic timing, everything. That's something that everyone in this show had. Specifically him and Ben Elton, I feel, had like the most comedic value in the entire show. So I just wanted to give Adrian a little shout out. Brenda Edwards played the Killer Queen for the night. I loved her costumes. They were all very sparkly and very sort of like AI generated, or they sort of looked a bit like glitchy and all of that, which was very appropriate for her character. Killer voice, pun intended. Yeah, she was incredible. She really had the sort of like, remember how I said it was kind of like, you know, the generic sort of kid story, like the good guys defeat the bad guys? She had a very like generic villain like voice and all of that. She kind of reminded me of like Ursula or like Hades from like, Hercules. Like, that's the kind of vibe that I got, which was really entertaining. Like, she was incredible. We had Eleanor Skye as Scaramouche, and she was incredibly funny. She had this really like sassy nature and tone, and just everything that she said landed so perfectly. I love the way she just completely roasts Galileo most of the time. Like, she was amazing. Killer vocals during Somebody to Love, like, that was amazing, and it gave me genuine chills. So again, a massive shout out to her. And shout out to the whole cast. They all did such a good job, and next time you see me on any sort of theatre journey, I will be spending 3 days in London with my friend Dorothy, who you've seen before, where I took her to Mormon for the first time. I am seeing Mormon on the Wednesday. It's a cheeky little Wednesday matinee. She's not going because she didn't really feel like it in the end, which is fine. She enjoyed Book of Mormon. She just wants to see something new and interesting, which I get. Not everyone can watch the same show as many times as I have. But it will be my 12th visit to Book of Mormon, which will be really fun. On Thursday, we're seeing Back to the Future. I'm taking her for a spin in the DeLorean for the first time. She's really excited. She loves the movie, everything about it. I've told her it's going to be incredible. And then on the Thursday evening, we are actually seeing Operation Mincemeat. Her friend actually got us tickets to that, which is really, really kind, and I'm very, very grateful for that, because it seems really fun and a lot of people enjoy it, and I'm excited to see something new on this trip, which is going to be really great. We are going on the 26th of July all the way to the 28th. I am so happy. I found out today that the underground strikes aren't happening. We're not going to be affected, and it's all going to be fine. So plenty of tube rides where that came from. Anyway, that is all for this video. I really enjoyed We Will Rock You, and I wish I could go back, but I just can't. I got too much going on and it's only there for a short period. So, you know, loved the experience. It was so great. A lot of people complimented my shirt and my mullet. The mullet's growing in. Anyway, yes, that's it for this video, and I will see you when I am en route to Book of Mormon and Back to the Future and Operation Mincemeat, obviously. But yeah, see ya!